Well, hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Happy Saturday to you. Please bear it with us this weekend, as this last week in the schedule has taken a slight detour, but I promise you that as of Monday, we'll be back on our regular Monday, Wednesday, Friday-ish. Thank you. This video is delayed. This is going to be my review and full roundup and thoughts on all of the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez makeup products. We had a filming disaster. This was meant to be in your YouTube subscription boxes last Friday. If you're not subscribed, be subscribed and turn on that notification bell to be notified whenever we upload a new video. But it failed, as well as many other things that weekend in Montreal. But today we are pushing forward and redoing, and I'm going to be applying the products to my face while giving you my full now weekly rounded thoughts on the products. So a couple notes before we dive into the products themselves. The brand is a Sephora exclusive, and there's a couple great things that they've done like right away. Not one product, not two products, just here's a line. Here's a whole line of products that Rare Beauty just launched, which is kind of nice. I'm excited to see what else is coming, like a bronzer maybe. We'll get to that later, but we've basically got an almost entire face right out of the gate from Rare Beauty, and right away they started off with a great cause. 1% of their total sales are being donated to the Rare Impact Fund that they created, and they're working with a number of charities through that, which is great, and they've pledged bajillions of dollars. Just kidding, millions, not bajillions. Is bajillion a word? I don't know. And also right away they came out with 48 shades of their foundation and concealer, which is a beautiful, very inclusive shade range. There's some great products in here, really cute packaging. Overall, their price point is on a quite low range in comparison to their counterparts on the Sephora website. So that was really great to see. And overall, they had been hyping up this brand for so long. It's been so many months that we have heard of Rare Beauty and been made aware of them coming out. So it's been a long time coming. I think they really did a great job in marketing that and building up the excitement. And I mean, I'm sure I was not alone in being excited to see what the brand had to offer. So there's a lot of great products in here. Just wanted to give you that little overview. If you guys have already tried some of the products, definitely let me know what your thoughts have been in the comments down below. And let's get into the products themselves. So let's start with the base. The Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer. This bad boy right here, this promises to hydrate, cool the skin, smooth the skin, and help makeup last longer. It says all day hydration, so you're feeling fresh, and ultrafine pearls to give your skin a soft glow. Now, in my use of this, it is beautiful. It's very, listen, there's no other word that I can use other than juicy. It does feel like the most lovely little formula, and you do have the great glow there, and there's no big chunky glitters or anything, so it actually does apply so beautifully on the skin. Now for me, from what I've learned in my years on YouTube and in the beauty space, I have an unheard of level of dryness in my skin. There's not many people I've met who are quite as dry as me, so I often feel badly if I'm like, this isn't hydrating enough for me, because that's most likely not going to be the case for most people. Like, I'm sure that this primer is hydrating enough for most people, but for me, when I'm going for primers, usually in general, if I'm wanting a glow, I'm going to use a glow primer and then a hydrating primer, because there's very few primers that are actually hydrating enough for me, and this definitely goes into that category. This is what I'd put not in my hydration bin, but my glowing bin. So I'd still want to go over with my Bobbi Brown face base, something incredibly thick, at least just around my mouth area, because this is where I get so tight and dry. And I did find that when I just use this primer by itself with the foundation products, I just got a little bit too dry here. So I definitely want to use my very thick hydrating bases, but other than that, it really does feel lovely. You get a very intense cooling feeling, and it's very glowy. It's beautiful. As far as making the makeup last longer, well, I don't know. I don't usually keep makeup on my face that long anyway, but my face did look great at the end of our 8-hour drive to Montreal when I was wearing it, so maybe it's the primer, maybe it's just the foundation itself. Speaking of foundation, let's hop into the foundation. This is the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. Now this is a medium to full coverage foundation that melts into the skin to look and feel like you. House well. So yeah, they have 48 shades of this, and it says it's a serum-like base, which is nice. There's a couple things I want to note about this foundation. First of all, I have the shade 190W, and I liked how they applied this, it was like, make little dots. And then they have notes on the website on how to use it based on what kind of coverage you're looking for. I did try it originally with their sponge. I don't have the sponge. I don't know if like Meryl just had a heyday with it or where it went, but it's gone. But that's fine because I didn't like the sponge at all. If any of you have touched the sponge or seen the sponge, it's very rough, like in comparison to the Real Techniques makeup sponge, the Beauty Blender, like these are very, very soft. The Rare Beauty sponge was like rough in texture to use and it didn't work well for me at all, so I wouldn't recommend the sponge. The brushes, however, are beautiful. This is the foundation brush they came out with and the concealer brush. These are the only two brushes that they have so far in their brush collection, but they're gorgeous. There are very few brushes that rival my MAC 170 brush, and this is it. She's beautiful and she's also half the price, which is a good thing to note. There's one thing I wanted to read off the website. It says it's a marquee. It's a marquise. Marquee. It says the brush shape mimics the shape and bounce of your fingertips. I'm like, does it? Does it really? Now for my skin in particular, with a medium to full coverage, I like to use a sponge, as well as just this foundation in general. I don't really know how to describe it. When they say it's a serum-like foundation, I kind of understand that. It's serum-like, but when you're rubbing it together with your fingers, you can almost feel the little particles. Like it feels sandy almost. I don't know how to describe the feeling, but someone asked me if it was comparable to the MAC Face and Body, which it's definitely not at all because it is medium to full coverage. Face and Body's like barely any coverage at all. But this, to be honest, like isn't my favorite formula of foundation. I really don't mind it when I'm applying it with the sponge at all. And you can build it up nicely to get the coverage that you wish. It just doesn't really blend into my skin super nicely. I think it would be perfect if you were probably a little bit less dry than me. But again, when I use it with a sponge and in smaller amounts, it's fine, but it's probably not a foundation that I would really go to in the future. The concealer, on the other hand, oh baby. Now this is the concealer, this lovely little small tube. You can see it in the size comparison. Looks rather phallic if you ask me. I also have this one in the shade 190W. I do like that they kept the tones the same so you can easily match your foundation and concealer shade, which is great. And this concealer is lovely. Honestly, it's beautiful. I've got quite a little breakout happening here, so I'm just gonna go a little bit more over there. I definitely prefer this formula over the foundation out of the two. I would probably reach for this concealer again and use it again. I really enjoyed it, and I also prefer to blend this out with a sponge. So back to the brushes really quick, because I know I'm not using the brushes. Just these two formulas in particular because they are more full coverage. Full coverage. I just prefer the sponge, but the brushes in general, like if you are brush people, they are so nice. Such a great price point for brushes too, in comparison to some other brush companies that are out there. Brushes are expensive, man. Yeah, they're great. I love how the concealer looks. Honestly, it's a beautiful concealer. The foundation's like concealers, big thumbs up. Let's move on to the face mist. I want to give this a little spritz to soak in while we move on to other things. This is the Always an Optimist face spray. And this is one of the sprays that you can use under, over, or with your makeup. It's not necessarily a makeup setting spray. It's kind of like a refreshing, hydrating mist. And it says it helps to make the makeup look less cakey. And it's not one that the scent doesn't immediately make me sneeze. It's pretty great. I actually really enjoy this mist and will happily continue to soak my face in it all day. It's great. Great mister, great dispersing of the product on the face. It's not shooting at you in a straight line. I'm gonna really quickly jump over to brows because this is the one product, as you can see, I've already done my brows. This is the brow pencil here, and this is one product from them that I did not enjoy. The brow gel itself, it's a two-sided pencil here. You've got the pencil on one end, and then you have the brow gel on the other. The brow gel is actually really nice. I have no problem with the brow gel. I do kind of wish they sold it separately. I know the whole point is to have it together to make your life easier, but I would have really loved the brow gel itself, but the pencil was like way too creamy for me. This is the second from the lightest shade, which really ideally should have been my perfect brow color, but it's so creamy. It puts so much product on your brows. I really struggled with it. I was not able to get a cute look with that, so it's not my preferred brow product, so I'm just gonna pass on that. We did our brows, we are ready to go. One thing they don't have is a bronzer or contour product, and I was pretty sad because you guys know that bronzing and contouring are my favorite things, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze up using some of my other products. And while we do that, I also wanted to note that with no bronzer, in general, their launches, like if you look at all the products other than this, which I'll talk about in a sec, there's no like compacts, there's no powder products. Everything is a liquid and it's in some kind of tube form. So I've got two theories. Either they're not gonna launch any compacts at all, they're not gonna do any powders at all. Maybe we'll see like a liquid bronzer or a balm kind of contour product, but I wonder if something happened like with their compacts. Maybe they weren't able to get the packages out in time, or I don't know, little conspiracy theory there, but I thought it was interesting that there was no compacts whatsoever. And just because I'm a bronzer lover, I do hope that they come out with a bronzer eventually. What's with brands not coming out with bronzer? That's like Glossier. Glossier's never come out with a bronzer or like a contouring product. I'm like, hello? I'm trying to extend my summer forever here, people. I'm also gonna go ahead and run some bronzer into my eyeball because they also didn't come out with any eyeshadow products. There is a liquid liner, which we'll get to later, but while we're bronzing, I'm just gonna pop this here. But yeah, there's no eyeshadows. There were no cream eyeshadows, powder, nothing like that. I do wonder if that's something that they'll be releasing soon. I do not have any confirmation of that whatsoever, but I'd be really excited to see what that compact looked like if they did bring out an eyeshadow palette. And the entire brand in general seems to be quite catered to the more natural side of the makeup, the everyday makeup, which you guys know is my favorite thing. There's nothing really like extra like Instagram glam about any of the products. So I do think if they were to come out with an eyeshadow palette, that would hopefully ideally be something right up my alley with us more natural loving makeup gals. Yeah, only time will tell. Let's move on to the highlighters. Now, I was pretty sad about this actually. These are the highlighters here. I actually have 3 shades, the more pink toned, this lovely kind of champagne-y silvery toned one, and then the pure gold. They have a lot of shades of the highlighters, which was amazing. There's definitely gonna be a shade for everyone. Now, this one on its own, this one's the shade Enlighten, a little bit too silver for me. I definitely like a more truer champagne, more golden highlight, and then this one's just like pure gold, which is a little bit too deep for my skin tone. So I actually mixed the two together when I used them previously. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now. Just put it on the palm of my hand and make a little mixture concoction. Now this is why I'm sad. I mixed the formula here and it looks like such a beautiful, beautiful highlighting product. I was like, the first time I got the package, I was swatching and I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is so stunning. But what I didn't like about it is maybe I was just having like a particularly very dry day, but as I mentioned before, my skin was a little bit dry the first time I was using these products. And when it dried down, I just got some really big chunky glitters left on my face, and not too badly on my cheekbones. I'm just gonna apply this as I'm speaking about it. But I always take my highlighter and apply it to my nose and my Cupid's bow, and I just found that I was getting like these big chunky bits. It kind of just like didn't mix in with the foundation very well. I didn't really know what was happening there. So just in general with so many, oh my God, it just set. Oh God, like this is what I mean. Like, oh no, this is such a disaster. What has happened here? Yeah, when it dries down, it just gets chunky and glittery, and now that's not even moving with my beauty blender. So, yeah, this formula is not for me. I like what is happening? Oh God. So yeah, the product itself just dries down really intensely, and as we just witnessed there, is really difficult to blend out, which if I'm using it for skin, like, I don't know, I want to be able to move it around and not have chunky glitters falling on my face, and now I just really, yeah, I didn't blend that out quick enough, my bad. And even here, like the chunks get into the lines on my skin. I had such high hopes for the highlighters, but it actually turned out to be like one of my least favorite products. in the line, which was too bad. Blushes. Let's move on to the blushes. There's 2 different shades of these. There's some dewy blush, and then we also have the matte blushes. I've got 4 shades here. I think I have 2 from the dewy, 2 from the matte. I really love the shade Bliss, and I did use that shade in my little Instagram video if you guys saw that. So today I wanted to use the shade Happy, this cool tone pink. You know I love cool tone pinks, my good people, so I wanted to play with the pink tones here. So that's what I'm gonna do now. As far as like liquid blushes go, I don't have too much experience with liquid blushes. I've had the NARS one in the past, which I love. I had one of their limited edition summertime ones. And then I also have the Cosmetics serum blushes. And in comparison, honestly, it's a pretty similar formula to the Cosmetics one. It has the same feel, really, really nice light application. As far as the price point goes, it's actually like price per ounce. It's actually more expensive, funny enough, than the NARS liquid blushes themselves, because it has like half the amount actually in the package of the product in comparison to the NARS one. So it looks like it's less money right off the hop, but when you compare the actual amount of product that you're getting, it's actually more pricey. But I really do love the shades of the blushes. I think they're beautiful, really nice finish. I just brought that up way high here. I'm just gonna put a bit more concealer. I like that they did the gold lid with these. That's kind of the only package out of all of them that has the gold and not this like kind of soft creamy pink shade. So maybe we'll see some more products with this lovely little gold packaging. Oh my god, if they had the eyeshadow palette. What if the compacts, if they come out with powder compacts and they're all like in this gold shiny package? That'd be really beautiful. So that's the blush. Really love that shade. Happy. It does make me feel happy, it's true. That was the dewy one, by the way. This is the dewy blush, and then I've also used Bliss, which is on the matte blush side. They're both stunning. Okay, so this is where I would typically powder if I was powdering. I usually just try and... Actually, that's not true. You know what? I powder whenever I feel. Right now, I feel like telling you that this is when I would powder, even though that might not always be the case. Let's talk about the Blot and Glow touch-up kit here. Really cute little compact that we've got going on here. This is kind of their, well, a touch-up kit. So in here you've got blotting sheets, and then you also have a powder infused puff. Now, I'm not a user of blotting sheets, so I wouldn't even know where to begin with this. The one thing I do like is that you can buy these all together, or they also have the powder puffs and the blotting sheets sold separately. Really cheap price points. I think the blotting sheets are like $6 Canadian on their own, which is great. So you can kind of pick and choose what you'd want from this if you're a blotting sheet gal. I don't know. Are these good blotting sheets? Tell me how you feel. What I can tell you is that this doesn't work. This little powder puff does not work. I thought it was really cool. Actually, at first, when I first opened it, I'm like, I think I got a mistake. Like, there's no powder in here. I was so confused. I'm like, why do I just have a poof? Then I realized it's filled with powder itself. I'm gonna try and show this on camera. Can you see the powder coming out of here? There is powder, okay? It's there. It's a little bit sparkly, which is odd. Maybe it's like the new Hourglass like infinity powder. It's supposed to give you a little over glow. But the thing is, when you tap it here, powder comes out, but when you tap it on your face, I don't know. It just wasn't an effective product for me. I didn't feel like any powder was going onto my face. So this was kind of a no for me in general, but great mirror in the meantime. So let's move on to the eyeliner, guys. This is the black liquid liner, and in the original video I filmed, I was like, guys, I got a broken eyeliner, like I can't use it, I don't know what happened, blah, blah. I was like, something's wrong with my packaging. I was twisting it and like pulling the component out. I was like, it's broken, I can't get it off. And I didn't realize that it was literally just a pull pen. So we have learned and grown since then. The liquid liner does in fact work. 2 things about this. When I first used it, I was so blown away. It is the most beautiful, like soft, bendy little pen there. It moves so beautifully. I can like cursive right, okay? It's great. Here's the problem. Like the highlighter, it dries down really quickly. And for someone like me who's not good at eyeliner, I definitely need time to like move and fix my mistakes and maybe go over top of places. Like it usually takes me a solid 10 minutes when I'm doing my eyeliner. So what I found with this one is when you go over with one pass, it's beautiful, it's soft, it's liquidy. The brush is so nice and really nice thin tip, but when you go over it again, it immediately gets tacky and the brush like sticks to it. It kind of turns tacky and sticky and it dries down really quickly. So I wasn't able to fix my mistakes as swiftly or as easily as I might like to. Now I also don't use a lot of liquid eyeliner, so I can't really compare it to much. Take a deep breath. I always like to start in the middle of my eyeball and then work my way out. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, just take a little brush and just push it. Woo. Try and just make that line a little bit softer. Okay. Okay. Didn't get any glooping on that one, guys. Making progress. Oh. I spoke too soon. Well, it's a little uneven. When was liner ever that even? Come on, let's be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and use mascara real quick because they also did not come out with the mascara in the Rare Beauty line. So I'm just gonna use my Marc Jacobs at Lashed. So the liner, like I'm not a big liner gal, but overall, it's a very lovely product to use. And though I am bad at liner, I found that this was a rather enjoyable product to use. Just don't let it set for too long before you need to fix any mistakes. Let's move on to the lips, guys. Now, ooh, they have lip balms. They are the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balms. This is the package here. One brilliant thing that they've done here is they've given them a flat bottom so they can sit on the table and not roll away from you, which is great. One downside, there's nothing to indicate the shades on here. Like obviously it says the name, but there's nothing that shows the shades, which is odd because all of their products show the shade from the package except for the lip balm. So that was kind of like a... Now, if you guys know me, if you're a viewer of my channel, you guys know I love anything lip, juicy, balmy, any lip balm product. They're my favorite products. It's like the most intensive pile in my lip drawer that I have. I love everything lip balm. So naturally, I was very excited to try these. And the formula was fine. There's nothing wrong with the formula. I feel like you can't really go wrong with a formula nowadays. Like, there's so many great products on all ends of the price point spectrum. You have amazing lip balms from the drugstore. You have amazing lip balms like the YSL. Like, I feel like you'd have to be pretty bad to make a bad lip balm formula. Now, I actually don't like these, and it's not because of the formula, but it's actually just the shades. I found the shades very odd. I'm pretty typically easy to please with lip balms, and there's actually always been a shade that I like. When a lip balm range comes out, I usually always go for the cool tone pink, the kind of corally orange shade, and then always like a My Nude shade, like My Lips, but better, kind of creamy beige. So with this range, based on the same shades that I buy over and over and over again in every lip balm formula, there just wasn't a shade that I really liked in the lip balms, which kind of surprised me. So the shade that I would have thought would have been my kind of creamy beige, My Lips But Better, My Perfect Nude was the shade Praise. And when swatched, it's just kind of like oddly peachy. I'm sure there's gonna be someone who loves that, but for me, that shade was kind of off. And then the more pinky one, which is the shade Blessed, is just like kind of a fluorescent coral pink, but like the fluorescent that you don't want on your lips. I don't really know how else to explain that. It just was just a little off. But maybe I'm just being a picky. I don't know. What do you guys think? Have any of you tried out the shades and what did you think? I'm just gonna really quickly apply some lip liner because there is also no lip liner in the launches. Okay, so the final product, and arguably my favorite product in the entire Rare Beauty range launch, the matte lip souffles. These are the lip souffles here. So if you guys caught my little Instagram video that I did with Rare Beauty, I was wearing the shade Brave, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful, perfect fall shade, that kind of like burnt orange terracotta kind of brownie fall leaves, dead leaves shade. Yeah. And then I've also used the shade Inspire, which is a really beautiful, very bright red. I then went and picked up the shades Motivate and Energize here. Motivate, Energize. I just watched the two side by side here. I kind of like the idea of mixing them. Maybe that'll be fun. So a note on this formula. It is very perfectly named a lip souffle. When I first saw that they were coming out with matte, like liquid lipstick style things, I was like, oh my God, not another liquid lipstick. But it's not at all what I thought it was gonna be. Lip souffle is indeed what it feels like. I'd like to call it like a lip stain, except it doesn't feel liquidy. Like, it does feel like this crazy, unique, soft formula. And you don't want to apply a lot. That's the thing to note. Like, you just need the tiniest little bit to give this lovely little powdery layer of stained heaven on the lips. I don't really know how to describe it. You guys aren't here for my vocabulary, okay? But even just putting that tiny little bit on my lips, it just puts the most lovely little wash of color. It's such a nice formula. And you can kind of keep building it up to make it as pigmented as you want. I'm gonna try mixing these two shades here. So that was Energize. This one's the shade Motivate. Let's just try mixing these two together to see what we get. Oh my God, I think they're so pretty. Such a unique formula. And I was wearing the shade Inspire, the bright red one, on our little road trip. And listen, we took it through a burger test, okay? We took it through many a drive-through burger tests at McDonald's. What I like about this little souffle is that you can kind of just rub it around. It doesn't like curdle and flake off like your typical lipstick. It's still quite a stain feeling moment. And she lasted. These definitely leave a stain on your lips. They leave a stain on your hands when you're swatching them, but oh my God, that one's so pretty. Motivate, wow. Oh my God, I love it. It's just the coolest feeling. It's the coolest formula. And just as like a final blurb, I guess in general, oh yeah, there's the stain. Sorry, I was distracted by that. I'm like a crow. In general, there wasn't like any strong innovations here. There weren't really any products that don't already exist on the market. If you like the foundation, it's a foundation. If you like the concealer, it's a concealer. So out of the pack, I think that this was a very unique feeling product for me anyway. I really love the shade range that they brought out in it, and yeah, I just thought it was super unique. So that was a product that I was like, wow, yeah, Rare Beauty totally killed it with that. The rest of the products are like nice, and it's just totally up to you whether you want to support the brand, if they have the shades that are going to work for you, if you like the packaging. You know, all of the reasons why we buy product are very personal. I feel like that's why it's harder and harder to film review videos, because obviously if a product is god awful, like, I can tell you that. But for the most part, I'm finding it more rare that a product's formula is bad nowadays, just because there's so much good out there. So overall, the products are beautiful. The packaging is beautiful. There's a few products in here that I do not like, which I've already stated. And there are some that I'm just a really big fan of. And that's kind of my overview. And this is my little full face of Rare Beauty. Let me untuck the hair. So guys, that is it. This is the look, my full face and my review and all of my final thoughts on the Rare Beauty products. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you've tried any of the products and you have some feelings, let me know how you feel in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if there are any other brands or products that you want me to try and review on my channel, please do let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And I did want to say in general, just in case people were confused or curious, I did do a sponsored Instagram post with Rare Beauty for the announcement of the brand, but this is in no way affiliated with Rare Beauty. I'm not sponsored here. These are all of my own thoughts and feelings, and I'm doing this out of my own good free will. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, enjoy taking a little peek at the products and what I thought about them. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, you guys, and we'll see you all Monday when we're back to our schedule for a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!